What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you saw the previous video, we got an EJ8 now on the driveway and we're going to be doing a B series swap. Now, I'm not going to show you guys the entire process because I've done this now twice on the channel, along with a bunch of other EK related stuff with my cousin's car. And this is more so a car I took in to help a friend, and I'm really not trying to sit on it too long. So last night I was in the garage here just writing everything down that we have, things that we need to go buy, and kind of the work order of what to do on a day-to-day basis. So I already have 3 post-its, day 3, day 2, and day 1. So these upcoming videos, like I said, I'm not going to do a lot of explanation. It's more so of just going down the list, seeing what it is that we need to do, and then cross them off as we go. So it might be minimal talking. It kind of helps me in the sense to really like move forward and make a ton of progress on the car instead of explaining every little bits and pieces. And like I said, there is 3 days to this. That is my goal, to put this car entirely back together. So we're gonna go ahead and put 3 back up, 2 back up, and right now we need to head to the parts store to grab the rest of the stuff that we need, and also the stuff we didn't get yesterday. And when we get back, we're gonna go right to work. So pulling up to the parts store here, we need some NGK 2756. This is recommended by the homie Nomis Industries. If you're all motor cold pack conversion, we need an exhaust manifold gasket because we don't have one, engine oil, and one of the heater hoses because I just checked the engine bay and we already have one there to the thermostat housing. So let's go grab our parts. So we got everything we needed here from this store for the most part. We got the exchange on the extra clutch master, which was a mistake, and the only thing we need from our parts run here is a heater hose. It said they had one, couldn't find it, a different store has it, so that's where I'm headed. All right, so we're back home, guys, and on our posted here with day 1. First thing on the list is subframe passenger bracket for the steering rack. The steering rack doesn't have a bracket on it right now because my friend was concerned that it may be off alignment and the bushing is not really where it needs to be. So I'm gonna take a look at it, figure it out, figure out the bracketry system, and get the steering rack secured. This is an EG subframe, EG manual steering rack. It is bolted up, it is secured to the steering column, but you can see the bushing is way off. Now you can scoot it over a little bit, but if you take notice, the steering rack itself tapers off. It goes from skinny and then it goes fat right here. We can only scoot it out so much before the bushing starts laying over to the smaller side, which then will leave a gap between the bushing, but it doesn't look like we need to move far. So what I'm taking note on is the bushing itself is half circle on one side and flat on the other. On the bracket itself, it's the half circle, right? The problem is the rack itself is not flat right there. It's literally a curve. So like, I don't know if this is the correct bushing or what, but it is a little confusing for me here.
Hello?
What's up?
You got time to talk?
I mean, I can multitask.
CRX.
Yeah.
Are you selling it as is?
I mean, the way it is with no wheels, but
Oh, for sure.
yeah, I never listed. I've never listed the wheels with the car.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because I've been looking around for like a swap and I can't find anything, so I'm thinking about buying yours just for a swap.
No,
And
mamas.
putting in my thing. I know, dude.
Guys, we have a different problem. So the problem that we have right now is this is the factory steering rack bushing bracket, and it is way too large for the bushing, right? This one is an NRG Tech billet bracket, and this actually fits perfect over the bushing, right? The difference between the two is the bracket hole is way far apart. So both of these brackets are incorrect, and I'm gonna have to call them and figure out what we're gonna do about this, because I already know what I can do with it. I just need permission. So guys, what I'm doing here is probably not the right thing to do, but it's going to work perfectly. And the reason why I say this is because when I do the steering racks on the EF, this bushing is separated and not really connected to the inner rod boot right here. So what I did was I cut the section for the bracket off of the boot, and for what I can see, it's a really thick boot. And the reason why I can't push this over is because this strap is strapping the boot down to the groove that's on the rack, so I can't slip it over. And cutting it off just to move it over a smidge is really not going to hurt it. I will let him know that, you know, the bushing design is a little bit different, but because this is a bushing, once you clamp it down, the rubber is just going to conform and fill up the gap, which is not even that much. So this is the solution to the bushing, to get it aligned on the subframe, and then I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do as far as the bracket goes. You got the bushing separated. Now let's do the bracket. Not gonna lie to you guys, I was going to get super extensive with this modification. I was just going to add some legs here to give it a little more meat, to drill the holes out to align it with the OEM unit, right? But realistically, it's not that much. So I was like, you know what? Just got to use a bolt with a washer. I think would be Gucci potatoes. So instead of going extensive with this mod, we're just going to leave those slits right there, and that should actually work. Rack is bolted down on the driver's side, bushing aligned. This is kind of snug, so it's going to take a little forcing to get this on, but yeah. All right, bracket, bushing, rack installed. Stupid firm. We're done. Gonna mark that off the list there. Next up, steering alignment outer rods. Because if you don't remember, this wheel is straight, and that one's not. All right, so I'm gonna go full rotation. Okay, let me see. So I'm gonna hold it there. 1, 2, 3. Almost four. What I did was I had to take off the steering wheel to try to get a better count on the revolutions for full left lock and right lock, and this is kind of where I think it's even for the amount of turns going left and right. So this side I already adjusted it. I put the spindle nice and straight to my eyeballs, and then I adjusted the rod to, you know, pull it in accordingly. And then this side, I'm currently doing it now. So if you look, spindle's pointing towards the driver. So I'm gonna go ahead and just point it to the straight of my eye's ability and adjust the rod until we are matched up. I'm gonna put this back on. From what I can see, the spindle rotor looks like it's pointing straight forward. Definitely a lot better than when it showed up. And I'm gonna do a little final adjustment, and then we'll not lock it in because the spindle still has to come off for its ball joint and probably wheel bearing upgrade. Steering alignment outer rods. So before I get into the brake master and the brake booster, I'm gonna grab one of my outer axle cup so we can try to plug up the spindle to see if the wheel bearing is good, compressed or not. So that way we can order our bearings for day 3, I believe, if we need to change them out. This guy right here. This thing does not move a lick at all. This side also does not move at all. Wheel bearing's okay. So we decided that we're going to be switching the factory hardline and rubber for the clutch to stainless steel. So I've already hit up B&R Fittings, and that should be on the way tomorrow. I'm just going to remove this all entirely now since we're not going to be needing it anymore, obviously. Get this thing out of here. Go to take off these brake lines so we can pop the booster and master out of here. It is 8 o'clock and somebody is cooking something really good. That's the smell of barbecue. Soaking wet. Give it a quick little scrub, and this blue is looking more vibrant. Go 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 go. No more bubbles. All right, so we're gonna cross off brake booster, brake master. We're not gonna do clutch slave because we ordered the stainless steel line and we're just waiting for that to show up the next day or so. Resto tuner firewall hardware, and then wash the engine bay to get it prepped for the engine tomorrow. The only reason why I listed the Resto tuner hardware for the firewall is because in this kit, 96 2000 Civic, this kit has it right there. So if we have it, we may as well use it. Firewall nuts, and then this one is UCA bolts and strut bolts. So this is for when we do the suspension on day 3. So let's go ahead and get this installed. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Why not? Why not? The engine bay is really not that dirty. It's been covered up with a car cover for as long as it's been sitting, and it's just mainly dust. So we're just gonna dust it off. Realistically, I didn't want to run around to the side of the house to grab the freaking garden hose to hose the engine bay down. But yeah, anyways, it looks good already. All the dirt and stuff was just dust, and I thought it was like, you know, caked up on here, but really it came off pretty easily. So just gonna give this a quick little wipe down, guys, and I think they're gonna wrap it up for tonight. Resto firewall hardware, we kind of washed the bay, and then clutch slave later install. So guys, this is going to conclude day one of prepping the EJ6 for a B-Series swap. Everything on the post-it for day one has been checked off, aside from the clutch slave, because we decided to go stainless steel line, and the homie Brian from B&R Fitting is getting the kit ready to go out tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get it within the next day, because he's literally like an hour away from me, but just didn't really find the time to go out there to go get it. Instead, you know, just ship it, right? Look at the clock, 11:07. I have not been out in the garage this late in a long time, and I really wanted to knock everything off the list because today was a super late start for me. I had to go do some other things before actually getting to the car itself. But regardless of the fact, progress is better than no progress. Tomorrow, day two, we're going to start prepping the B-Series to go into the car, and first things first, we're going to have to go grab some parts from the storage unit. So before I cap out this video, I'm going to open a package with you guys that I found here in the garage that I forgot about when I was cleaning the garage the other day. The stuff in this package I bought like early December, and I guess it's just been kind of sitting with the other pile of packages that was for the EF sedan, and because we chopped it down, this popped up. So I want to show you guys what's inside here real quick. Cut away from yourself, not towards yourself. You guys might not notice this, but like when I use a razor blade to cut a box, I don't try to use the entire thing, and I use my thumb as a guidance to cut, right? So I'm kind of being safe about it. So inside here we have a t-shirt and a sweater and some stickers. I thought about a crew neck. Well, I guess not. So this t-shirt right here is literally, man, this makes me sad, but this is literally the end of an era Sacramento Raceway drag strip. They shut down. I've been going there since I was a kid. I've raced many and plenty of times. A lot of my builds went out there. You know, it is what it is. And I bought a t-shirt in remembrance of Sacramento Raceway, this right here. And I also got a sweater as well, right here, with all of the logos and signs of Sacramento Raceway throughout the years since they've been open. Check it out, check it out. I also picked up 2 Sacramento Raceway stickers right here, because if I didn't, we're probably never ever gonna get these again. So rest in peace to Sacramento Raceway, man. So anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed the progress update on the EJ6 build. If you guys did, be sure to leave a thumbs up, and if you guys want to stick around for the B series going into the car in the next video for you guys tomorrow for me, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.